Welcome to KTN Business. Now, Tier 1 lender Cooperative Bank of Kenya has reported a 6% drop in its profit after tax in the bank's Q1 results. Profit after tax in the period under watch stood at 3.2 billion Kenya shillings compared to 3.4 billion shillings, a drop the bank has linked to rate caps, which saw a shrinking in the interest income. Now, despite the dip in profits, the bank, which has been able to undertake a modernization of its operations under the soaring ego transformation agenda, notes it has upped operational efficiency, the bank noting this has lowered operating costs. So far, the lender has remarkably reduced the overall operating cost with a cost-income ratio of only 47.9% this quarter compared to a ratio of 52.1% in a similar period last year and a high of 60% in 2014. On its assets, Coop Bank saw assets register a 7.9 jump to 378 billion. Loans and advances grew by 32.2 billion, representing a 15% hike to close at 245.9 billion shillings compared to 213 billion in the same period last year. Coop Bank's net interest income from customer loans shrunk by 7.2% to 7.7 billion, while interest earnings from government securities also fell by 17.8% to 1.76 billion. The bank is looking to grow customer deposits moving forward from the current 279.8 billion Kenya shillings. Elsewhere now, the Kenya Pipeline Company has defied a tough economic environment to post a 8.4 billion shillings profit after tax in its 2016 financial results in the period ending in June. The results show a profit jump of 16% compared to 2015's 7.2 billion shillings. KPC's Managing Director Joe Sang has attributed the growth to improved fuel supply and a prudent cost management strategy. Revenue for the period under review rose to 22.9 billion shillings compared to 22.4 billion shillings. KPC further recorded a 2% growth. China recently hosted the Belt and Road Forum. Initiative is an ambitious development campaign aimed at boosting trade and stimulating economic growth across Asia and beyond. 65 countries along the Belt and Road will be participating in the initiative, according to a Chinese report released by the China International Trade Institute. In 2015, China plans to pump $150 billion into such projects every year. A report by ratings agency Fitch said 900 billion worth projects were planned or underway. Speaking at the Global Meet, International Monetary Fund Managing Director Christine Lagarde welcomed the project, noting that the initiative, which is a pioneer of the open platform concept, will benefit people in most developing countries.
The Belt and Road Initiative is, in my view, a very positive proposal by China. And it is positive from a growth perspective. We have always advocated infrastructure projects around the world, both hard infrastructure, soft infrastructure as well, in order to support growth in the short term, but also to improve the terms in the longer perspective. And that's exactly what it is doing. But it is doing it in a very special way, which is a coordinated way. That's where the IMF can play a role. We can help the coordination of policies between the various members of the Belt and Road Initiative. And we can also provide technical assistance. As part of the BRA project, we have signed an agreement with the Chinese authorities, and we're going to dedicate capacity development expertise that we have in Beijing for those who will need special technical assistance, special training, in order to put in place efficient infrastructure projects, in order to coordinate at all levels. And from those two perspectives, policy coordination, capacity building, we can really provide the decades of expertise that we have in these fields.
Right, so that's where we leave it on KTN Business. Many thanks for staying with us. But shortly, we shall be taking a look at the action from the sporting world. Lynn Washira is here to take us through that. Lynn, good evening. What do we have tonight?
Of course, tonight we have the results of the final day from the Kenya Police Athletics Championships. We also have some very not so good news from Elegio Marakwet, where an athlete won money but then went into alcoholism. All that and more coming up after the short break. Do stay with us.